goal is to have a show where it runs and you're running as long as someone super chats $1 to $5 to buy 10 more minutes of you on the air until they just like, all right, no one's paying, we're out.
Slow day, you get like $8.
Yeah, exactly. Ants until the 20s stop coming.
Yeah, and that's a proven business model.
Yep. Well, we got a 7-minute show today, boys.
I mean, if the mafia is going to run it, you know it works.
Yeah. Fucking Brandon's putting $5 in to just make us like keep going.
Reaching into our own pocket.
Yeah. It's like, I still got to keep telling the story. So,
what's your Venmo?
I mean, realistically, though, you know, if you're putting in $5, we'll get that most of that back minus the whoever's cut minus the percent.
Streamlabs, not super
so it's not $5. It's probably more like 75 cents.
Yeah.
Don't do the super chat. Real pros know to use Streamlabs because you get all of that. Super chats, Google or YouTube takes like 33% of, something like that. They take some ridiculous slice. Yeah. If you're like, I like that show, have $5. They're like, whoa. We need 3 of those. You like those guys because I gave you that platform to do that. You are not. Let's be real. Fuck that guy.
So it's like the manager gets a cut of the waitress's tips.
Yeah. Not a cut, most of. Like
gross.
It's the delivery fee or whatever. So.
Oh, the crime. We do a crime podcast to just talk about crime.
Let's talk about
all the
crime.
mysteries surrounding crime. You know, bordering paranormal. Serial paranormalist podcast. Crime.
Did I miss
Americana
something?
music?
Was there a segue that I don't know? Why? Did I?
I'm making a podcast of
I was
all
riding the horse with you, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Of all of the hipster buzzword popular podcasts have paranormal, crime, serial killer. You know, but let's just mash them all up into a stew.
To a certain like pathology in America, we need to look into this really intense interest in like forensics podcasts about murderers and serial killers.
Yeah.
Like, why is everyone this interested in that? I get that some people are regular interested, but why is that a genre that's as popular as it is?
Yeah, it's like second
I feel like
to Marvel.
Americans for help. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like second to Marvel. Like it's Marvel and then murderers. I mean, that's
and then,
popularity.
Podcasts where people just talk about people getting killed.
I'm just saying that as Americans, we're pretty much teetering on the brink of just like one paycheck away from financial ruin. So
yeah,
we have to keep our crime skills like, you know, at the forefront of our mind, you know, just in case. Just sort of like fire drills, like crime.
We literally are a bad Tuesday away from the purge. Like
we're also, that's the thing is we're more on the precipice of a purge type. We don't have the regular disposable income to be serial killers with a motif and a calling card and a style and like a type.
Yeah,
of
you know how many VPNs you gotta like subscribe to, like
we can't be like a BTK and have a shtick.
Not anymore
like
with the internet and phones and like you gotta live like a hermit for years.
Yeah, like imagine being that asshole that's just like, I have to take an origami class so I can leave my calling card. Mm-hmm. And like, so he's just like literally he's just like fucking making swans to be like, oh, this is gonna look good on the body. Yeah. Like,
I don't have the time or the resources for that.
I can leave games like I'm the goddamn Riddler. Like
I have to live vicariously through the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah. All we can do is just regular ass punch a dude, take his wallet. Like that's all we got time for.
Yeah.
Watch. Also, I mean, Zodiac Killer was a major prick. Let's all agree. You know? Disagree, but I kind of feel somewhat bad for him because he named it himself after the Zodiac, which has been proven scientifically as horseshit. Like astrology and all of that is it's horseshit. So
it's for dumb white women.
You know,
like that. It's fuck him.
Well, he killed a few of those.
One of the few things we hold on to from something that old, like that's the Zodiac is like the second thing ever invented. Like Greeks, like they existed. Like okay, olives, toga. Hey, you want to say if you're born under that star, that means that? Like it was like that order, like that.
Well, I think first it was like that looks like a bull. Yeah. That looks like a dude. That one looks like a big spoon.
Write this down. What's writing? Just go with me.
No. What's a spoon? Nothing. Oh.
Joke I used to do about how the Greeks were such a weird culture because they invented math before they invented pants.
That's a little bizarre.
Like, they were just wearing around those togas for like what? 2,000 years? How long were they doing? For someone's like, what about pants? Like, dude, shut up! Don't ruin this.
Well, I think pants only happened when they got bored of fucking everything in sight. You know, because I mean, without the pants, mathematically,
I guess it's also
more aerodynamic, less time, less effort. Less, everybody's ready to go with just a lift up the skirt. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And for like bathroom, your pre-bathroom, pre-toilet world, just go to the ditch, lift up the toga.
Yep. Do the squatty potty spot. Yeah.
Yeah, plus there's no like health and safety standards or food, so like you might eat something that might make you just like burst.
Yeah, regular Greek food today with the fucking FDA will fuck you up. Much less ancient Greek food.
Oh yeah, it's just raw lamb entrails and like.
I feel like the toga sucks. Like those African tribes really figured out like how to look dope as fuck. And I think we should go that route.
There's
more
like
than
more
anything.
Stripes and just like more color and more.
They put paint
and then words and whatnot.
Yeah, they put paint and then they fucking throw on like the banana hammocks. Like they know what they're doing, but like I don't know, toga's not sexy. It's not sexy at all. Like you're not like you're barely showing skin. You're getting a lot of fucking toes and feet, and like no one's really into that.
Yeah,
it is. Fuck out of here.
It is definitely a frumpy garb.
Yeah,
it is definitely for the frumps.
Yeah.
Well, it's not free the nipple, friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we came to the conclusion. Greeks, you are busted.
Welcome to the Busted podcast. I'm Justin. I'm here with Mike, Dave, and B-Ran.
What's up?
Hi.
We should do that. Nobody knows who we are. Just introduce ourselves as different.
Every time we're just different.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lexington Steele.
Yeah. I got bullied one time because I got called a jock and I didn't know what it meant. And then like it turns out that like I guess being a jock was cool, but I didn't know it. Like I got called a jock because I was just a fat kid wearing sweatpants. And then like they were like, "You wearing
if only."
They're like, "Oh my God, you're wearing like no, not sweatpants. What were those windbreaker pants?
Yeah. Like the champion, like
yeah, those
like old ladies wear to the mall.
Yes, exactly. And
you could see their vajungajung.
Oh yeah, you could definitely see my boy Pussy in there. But like I got called a jock, and then like I got made fun of in 5th grade, and I got my feelings hurt so bad. And then like I remember telling my parents, and my mom was just like, I don't know what to tell you, kid. Like
that's a good thing. Like score.
Like, no, you're not.
Yeah, like you fucking dork.
Well, either that or like, cool, you got called a jock. Neat. Bonus, right?
Your dad would have been proud for a second, probably, but
yeah.
So then he would have been like, maybe I misunderstood what jock is this whole time. Yikes.
Yeah. That was the one and only time they believed in Christmas.
Jock. No, they meant to call you a bottom son. That's like what.
So Riley, we know you're a little seal boy. You're a little baby seal.
Little baby.
I'm his old party bottom.
Is that the title of the episode? Mom is a little party bottom.
I'm in.
That's the other thing too with the episodes. Not to talk business, but I'm trying to play the kids game and name them things that I think would generate just by the title. Top 10 cauliflower crimes. Top 10 whatever, right?
I just think it was weird shit. Like everyone's a top 10 something. It's like top 10 list of unrelated items.
Or this blah blah changed my life, and you click it and it's like what the? Also, guys, we need to do our stock thumbnail.
What? Oh my God, I'm having an expression on my face.
Oh, I'm so confused. I am so frustrated.
That's a thing.
All right. Back to real work.
Top 10 Pornhub reactions.
Back to the real work. Okay,
back to real job.
Top 10 Pornhub reactions. Now, Surprise is always a good one, but my favorite.
Sorry, I was trying to come up with 10 Pornhub reactions. There's either like, I did this on purpose, or no! Like, and those just not like, let me just.
Well, I'm thinking kind of like, like grandma's Pornhub reactions. Like grandma watches.
Grandma watches porn, not like porn stars reacting.
Like an accidental, like, blah, just.
Yeah, but no, like specifically like the new fad of like, help me step bro porn to see how grandma, like a family member reacts to it.
It'd be great if a grandma just like only sees the title and she's just like, young stepsister gets caught and brother plows her. Yeah. Well, plows probably means like helps her get out. Oh my God. Like I could just completely just watching.
She should report that mailman.
They're not allowed to do that. The pizza man has other deliveries to make still. Yeah. He's going to be so late on that next pizza.
But plows, like, so then grandma makes a new video. Then there's going to be another segment of porn that'll show up on whatever Parlor becomes. Grandma videos of legit plowing women with machinery and plows. Like it'll be snuff films. Like a
1920s terraplane.
She's stuck under the bed. Look at this ass. And a machine just goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Driven by grandma.
Fucking
quick save as.
Grandma gets stuck. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Grandma gets stuck. You ask her where her insurance cards are. Like,
yeah.
You have to make phone calls. You don't.
This is the grandma gets stuck under the bed porn bit. It's the step grandson or whatever. Like he obviously like the young neighbor comes in, sees grandma's ass in the air with her dumb pussy.
I got time for this.
Yeah, dumb pussy hanging out, and the guy just goes nice and goes and steals all her Vicodin. That is the end of the video.
What I think is funny about like that genre of porn is porn has the luxury of and then it's over at the end. There's like and then that happened. But like in a real scenario, it's like, well, I just got done fucking my sister stuck in the door. I'm still here. Credits didn't roll.
Yeah, breakfast is going to be weird
now. Like,
you're going to have.
There's going to be a lot of no.
40 years of therapy here.
No. You could have the last box of Cocoa Pebbles. It's fine. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Like,
yeah.
Like it's not like you're just like, ha, that happened. Hey, by the way, we do have to take out the trash later, and then life continues.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have there's the ending and then there's like, yeah, you still live here. Like what the fuck is going to happen now? Like,
yeah. And there's no way you're going to college. Like if you're fucking your stepsister, you're not going to college. You're going to community college at best. And you're staying at home.
Yeah.
Like there's no fucking way you're getting dorms. Like a dorm
you're going to trade school and you're going to quit in 2 weeks because the professor was a dick.
Yeah.
That's your life.
Yeah. Unless the school you go to is the genre of fucking your teacher porn and your life is just that. Mm-hmm. Everywhere you go is a new.
Yeah, you end up being a like semi-good like YouTube or Instagram followers, but make no money from it. But you have a pencil thin, like groomed beard, like an R&B singer, like fucking Color Me Bad. You look like Color Me Bad, but you're like 50.
Mascara.
Yeah, and you're walking around trying to hit on. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
That's your life.
Our next episode is going to just be a speed dating round. Like he'll be our guest on the show. It's like we have prepared 20 possible suitors. It will just like cycle calls of guys and gals.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like it'll be like speed dating. We're gonna do it.
No, I got it. We set up a Zoom call for like 20 chicks, and then we do it like singled out where we have like questions that eliminate people, and then we just eliminate till it's down to one.
Yeah, we can't really do eliminate style. You know how they'd always go mini golf and then always end up at the bar, and then there's always some douchebag that's like trying to be a local like fucking open mic comic. Like I watched. Okay, I bring up eliminate because I went through.
I was going to say this because my favorite running thing in the last
Jason
4 episodes
eliminate
just
almost
like,
every episode.
Every episode.
No,
it's
one of those things in my brain, Matt. Like we were talking about specific genres or eras from the early 2000s and how different it is from now. And eliminate just unlodged that era of.
Well, it's also it's when we get to the video, that is a very moment in time era thing
that I haven't thought about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there was legit one that we watched, and a guy looked sort of like Carrot Top and was like going all in hard. Like someone told him he looked like Carrot Top. He has the hair now, the shirt, everything, and he's a jerk ass like wannabe comic.
Carrot Top 2.
But his way of doing jokes is like, oh really? At the camera, and you're like, fuck this guy, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. Anyway.
Ripping off Chandler from Friends.
Yeah,
and that's it.
You just say the premise and go, what?
Yeah, right.
You know, Jason, I think you need to, your next, this is your homework. Next episode, you have to bring us a very juicy Eliminate episode.
Oh, yeah,
your favorite Eliminate episode.
Yeah, we should just it comes up so much since it's the fifth co-star or whatever.
Fifth mic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that era is so gross and broy and just like platinum blonde. Like that's a color of hair that was so popular with like, you know, with ladies that you just don't see anymore.
Right.
Like that trashy.
Like I'm glad. And
100%.
Like I'm glad it's gone.
I'm glad it's done. But you watch it and you're like, that's not that long ago, but it is.
Like, I do remember.
I'm being reflective during the quarantine, guys. That's you know.
It is crazy to know that like 2006 was, even though it was 15 years ago, that still isn't too long ago.
No.
Like,
it's still within the range of like a few years ago in my messed up sense of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything just happened. Like I'm still not over the fact 2008 wasn't like last month.
Yeah, the 90s was like 10 years ago, maybe.
Right. I'm still like waiting for the Breeders video to come on, you know, like
it doesn't help their celebrities.
That was 30 years ago. Whoops.
Yeah, I keep
like tablets is still like space age technology to me.
Yeah.
Like Jetsons level.
I keep planning my trip to the World Trade Center and I keep forgetting and you're like, oh yeah.
It's like,
ah.
That's why we got. Oh, I get that. Oh, that's why the posters in it. Okay. Hey, thank you. Thanks. Good looking out.
Sound too on the nose. I forgot.
But thank you for the reminder because it's plastered everywhere. Yeah. McDonald's. Why are we advertising?
We got it. You got French fries. No charge.
Billions served. I was like, slow the. Good. I think you win. You win, right?
Time we were gonna shoot like another one of those boardroom videos, and it was gonna be a panic at the McDonald's corporate office because the billions served flipped over to zero, and then no one was going to McDonald's anymore. Like zero served. Like that place. Yeah. Like they were going out of business and all their stocks dropped.
They're everywhere and they sell nothing.
Like zero served ever. Who the fuck are these guys?
This is suspect. I don't trust this shit. They're gonna go in there. There's gonna be like a dude with a hammer with his boner, and he's gonna murder me.
Like one guy's ordering at the counter and looks out and like, oh God, never mind.
No, so they say like the guy who like ordered, like who was the last one to order before it flipped over, like took a bite and he's seeing it and he's just like, oh no, that is like it's just like you saw a billion.
You go in, it's quiet. There's one dude behind the counter, and all you hear is the hum from like the
ice cream
from the lights, and it's just kind of like one of them's flickering, and it smells like that fresh like mop liquid chemical. I'm gonna go. I'm not putting that in my mouth, so I'm gonna leave. Can we count that as one? He didn't put it in his mouth. It doesn't count.
That's one. He wasn't served. He took that himself.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you
he left it? All you did was take the sandwich, take his money, and then put it on the other table. That's it. He's not served until he puts it in his face. Clarence, go mop again.
Go mop. Did I ever tell you the story about when I worked at McDonald's? Like, so I was 14. I worked at McDonald's. I was working cashier. And I remember one time someone told me, no, you're supposed to eat the fries to see if they're good. And like, I was just, I thought that was company policy and not.
I thought, you're paying me dick anyway. Like, hey, fuck fries, man. I'm going to smash.
Well, no, this is the first job ever. So like, I was a corporate leech. Like I was one of those like, just like, I'm working my way up, boys.
Borderline child
company
labor.
Man, huh?
Yeah, I was making $5.50 an hour at 14. I was working 40 hours a week and like I would take home fucking $300 every 2 weeks. And like, it was just, but so they told me, or not, they told me, one of the people told me that like, you're supposed to eat the fries. Like you're supposed to take a few fries here and there to see if they're good to still serve to the customers. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense because it's someone who's like 16 is telling me, and that means they're smarter than I am.
They're bigger. Yeah.
This authority figure.
So I remember I was getting someone's order, and I got the fries. I put it down, and then like a guy and a girl, they were staring at it, and then they were like, "Oh, those fries look a little like cold." Or they made some comment like those fries look off, and I just immediately in my brain was just like, well, let's just try the fries out and see if they're good or not.
Yeah,
so
prove it, bitch.
Training, man.
Huh? Watch this. Yeah, you want to see it?
I literally
you order the fries or he gets it.
I know. I literally took 2 fries and just ate them. It was just like, no, they taste pretty good.
And then you throw them back in there, the half-eaten ones. You throw them back in the.
You like dunk them in their ketchup. Like,
you double dip.
It was the most bizarre thing probably in their life that they see is just this fat 14-year-old kid with acne just being like, no, the fries are good. I'll show you them. And just eating their fries.
Hopefully they came to the realization is like, oh, this food that's like $1 is prepared by children.
yeah.
Maybe this isn't the best choice. Maybe we need to go somewhere.
To eat it by a clown.
And whatever the fuck a grimace is.
Yeah, whatever fucking grimace, like fucking
and the fever dream of a grimace.
Yeah, the smush like snot bubble. What is grimace?
Hey, the Hamburglar is a criminal. Let's not hire him.
Yeah, but he's
Bring
a cute
him
criminal.
To justice, or at least take the prison uniform off.
He's like a Jesse James.
Looking the other way.
He's like a Jesse James, but for French fries and burgers.
Also, you're an adult. Don't take your girlfriend inside a McDonald's, you fucking asshole.
Yeah,
like what the fuck are you doing?
What you're sitting on is plastic, not a good choice.
Fiberglass.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're broken if you're in that neighborhood. Yeah. And it gets in your shorts and it pinches your legs. Not fun.
I like the inside the certain fast food places because they have like the regular like terrible plastic booths, and then they have the ones knowing only one person is there. That's like half the length for just a single. They're like, we're not even gonna waste the extra 5 inches of fiberglass on making a full seat for this sad fuck.
Yeah,
you have a half a table.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Look, we want one ass cheek touching the floor for this motherfucker to get it.
I love when
it's sort of like that last seat in the school bus that's only half as wide. That's like the greatest seat, except at the fast food place. It's not a good place to be.
Or even a big girl or guy or gal could take up a 4 spot because they're going to eat the equal to 4 people anyway. So
it's like an airline. You got to like buy for the extra space you'll occupy.
Yeah, it's modular. It's modular, like stereo equipment. As much or as little as you want. But it usually is much.
Yeah. It's usually subs. That's your ass cheeks.
So Matthew today texted the group and said, hey, I have a weird video that he would like to show us.
And it's semi-related to the Corpse Killer episode, still kind of related to that era of video games. Let me give you a big spoonful of context real quick. This is from 1994. And at this point, video games didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
So
new technology, everybody's trying to capitalize on like what things could do, you know.
And well, more importantly, up until in the Nintendo era, video games were seen as for kids. And then right when that Super Nintendo Genesis era hit, and you started getting like the Mortal Kombat cred, they wanted to be more grown. Like Nintendo was the kid console, and Sega wanted to be the cool, weird for kids.
For punk ass kids, yeah. I was more of a Genesis kid. I was a punk ass kid, or I wanted to be a punk ass kid.
Wanted to turn into that skid really hard, especially once Mortal Kombat hit, and then like Congress is debating whether or not it should be, the rating system was. It got the rock and roll treatment of like it's video games.
Yeah, they had its own like PMRC bullshit, wanting to rate lyrics and stuff. Yeah.
And so Sega wanted to basically get the target audience Michael Bay gets, where it's for 13-year-old kids, but marketed to like 18-year-old kids who thought they were adults pretending to be marketed to adults. Yeah. So it looks like a BK Kids commercial from the same time.
Yeah.
That's what. So Sega, with the 32X coming out, bought an infomercial slot. And this is the infomercial they made. And it's fucking nonsense.
There was infomercials for video games.
That's what's baffling about this. They may, okay, let's say, again, not put on your 1994 brain. Sega comes to you and says, we bought infomercial time slot for the 32X coming out. What do you make? You got 30 minutes. What do you do to show off the 32X?
I mean, my first instinct is playing the thing.
Okay, no, that's out. There's almost no.
But no, I know that's not the answer. So,
what if I told you, Brandon?
I'm just trying to find my wristbands, man, so I can look awesome in 1994-ish. God damn it! I'll do the.
I would go with something kind of like hip and like BMX scene, kind of like a cool skater kind of thing.
A little closer.
Okay.
Put it in a movie. Yeah, put it in a movie. What
I present
I would probably
to you now,
get a TV star like Frasier or David Schwimmer.
I'm sending it over on the Skype chat. I present to you Sega Absolutely Rose Street, which they basically went the tact of, so an episode of 90210 teen comedy with an underground Wayne's World kind of show trying to get the dig on video game culture? No idea. They have their own commercials in it. They bought infomercial time and then sold some of that time to advertisers in the thing. It's fucking nuts.
All right.
At least it's not an abstinence video. Like I could also,
but I think the end result is the same. Like, but whether you choose to be a virgin or after watching this you become a virgin, the end result is what they wanted.
Yeah, you're either
going to be a
or
virgin
you die
for watching this. So I'm glad we're doing this later, having experienced.
You'll get
I'm 40, at least
like
6 times.
Yeah, you'll get like 10 minutes into this thing and be like, wasn't this an infomercial for a video game system? Why are these this multicultural group of young teenagers talking about their Wayne's World-esque basement TV show?
Now, this just for context for me, because my brain goes to these kinds of places. Do you happen to have the info? Is this like the kind of infomercial? Is like a Sunday afternoon infomercial?
I don't know.
Or is this like a 2 a.m. on the Sci-Fi Channel?
I think it may not have ever actually aired. Taking from there's not a lot of information about this. I looked around for more info on it. There is a video that unpacks it some, but I didn't also want to just do a book report on that video's book report on this. But I don't think it actually aired. I think it was shot, and then the 32X was such a bad premise as a product anyway.
Well, I remember that it was pretty short-lived in its time, and people were pretty quick to shit on it.
No, it was bad.
Yeah, so I can see that. Like, what would you guess the window on that was? Like 6 months or less? I would say.
It had to be
it was kind of like, wasn't it right before PS1?
Right, a little. It was right before the Sega Saturn and the PS1 kind of came together. I think the PS1 may have been a little more corollary to the Dreamcast, but that's why the 32X was so stupid. It's like, why would you buy it now when the Saturn comes out literally 6 months later? This
right,
is like $300,
which is
just wasn't it like way expensive?
Yeah, it was like
for what it was for an add-on.
Yeah. Well, it was brand new. Yeah, it was a very expensive accessory, and
it had its own line of games itself, whereas the Genesis still exists and the Sega CD. Like, it was all a fuck pile.
Yeah, I remember, like, I didn't have one, but my friend neighbor did, and like assembled, like there was no way to make it like cool. It was always like cobbled together.
It was a giant tank. It would eventually it would eventually become your grandma's like wooden furniture TV that had the record player, and then it would be that big. I
had what I called Castle Sega, where you had that, the big thing off to the side, and the thing on top. Then you go the extra and put like Sonic and Knuckles in it, and a Sonic game. Like,
and a Game Shark, So then you got this weird ass tower that's 12, like a foot and a half long.
It was quite the.
Got to lower the shelf so you have enough clearance.
You have to balance it with like a shoelace tied to a chair, so it your fan doesn't wobble it. And
bust it. Do you want?
There's tinfoil around it for reception.
How do you want to run it here, Jason? Do you want to?
I wanted to finish the string of jokes until we milked that cow, Matt. Thanks for stepping on my pussy.
Real quick, kicking that dead horse, dude.
Yeah, real quick. So I just found out a fun fact about the Sega 3DX. So the Sega Sega 3DX was originally released at $159. Sega dropped the price to $99 in only 2 months. and ultimately cleared the remaining inventory 2 months later at $19.95.
Oh yeah, it was probably maybe like a loss leader. Like maybe they were trying to.
At the exact same time,
like either they totally shit the bed or that was on purpose to like move to like reduce their tax. Yeah, it's like a write-off thing. They were just like, I don't know, let's put some shit out.
At the same time, Sega was developing the Neptune, which was basically the 32X standalone console and the Saturn. And Sega of Japan and Sega of America were always doing two different things at odds with each other. So, I mean, they were just a clusterfuck in that post-Genesis era.
So one of the canceled games for the Sega 32X was Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure.
That was actually on the Genesis.
Yeah, I was.
Really?
Yeah. When I saw the games that were available, I was like, yeah, got it. Like, it's going to look kind of cooler, but fuck that game. That game, it was hard.
Some of the versions are actually worse than the 32X. But
yeah.
And I think that really illustrates the point you were saying before about how Sega was going after that, like, and the example I thought of in my head was that, like, to put it in 1994 terms, Beavis and Butthead would have owned a Genesis. They would have never gotten a Super Nintendo.
Yeah. So my upbringing, pardon me, burps. God damn. Sorry.
What was Matt, growing up for you? So my console growing up, I had the Nintendo 64, and that was kind of the most like defining one. But like, I'd say like the most played game or played system was the PS2/PS3. What was yours, in your opinion, that like would kind of boil down to that like most play time for you?
Good question.
Trying to think. When I was younger, it was probably the Genesis, because I've always had video games. Like my parents, even when I was like super duper tiny, had like a television and NES and all that. And like I never owned an NES. I owned a Genesis, so I played that a lot. And then from then on, I consistently had, like, I had the first PlayStation. I had an N64. I had a PS2. I had a Saturn. Like, from then on, I always had I didn't fall off until PS3 and like, I mean, so from basically middle school through junior college, I always had whatever console, like, for that chunk of my life. So probably Genesis through PS2. I kind of missed the PS3 era, that Wii, PS3, original Xbox. I played that some, but I didn't have a ton of that. And then at this point, I don't really have a current console because I moved to doing everything on the PC really since then. So I'm kind of out of the console game for the most part.
Like I have a PS4 and like it's on its last legs. I stopped playing games because it was that kind of thing with, I was just like, I'm just going to wait till like any PS5 becomes available. And then like, which I'm guessing was probably going to be like summer is when like the stock, like when like I imagine everything starts balancing out a little bit and you can just start buying things like that. But like, I don't know, like I never got into Sega, but I don't know if also Sega was like, I felt like Sega was, so like I was as I was Super Nintendo, and then I went to Nintendo 64 and then PlayStation, and then like I was just rode the PlayStation train. But like
PlayStation was your Sega to us. I think that was because Sega kind of fell off around that time for you. Because
I never got Sega. Like I think I got too late into it.
Right. And that's also a window of time where Sega was weird. If you didn't get a Dreamcast, because a lot of people didn't get the Saturn. The Saturn was a great system for the time.
Oh, the Dreamcast. I forgot I had the Dreamcast.
That was Sega's last system.
The only reason I had the Dreamcast is because it had Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
And that game was
sick. It's a good reason to have a Dreamcast.
Also, the Dreamcast, a buddy of mine had it, but I didn't get into it till later after you could like hack it and play all the ROMs. Yeah. So we just would like hang it at his house and like all the games. Like
Dreamcast had some of the best arcade ports of a lot of fighting games at the time. Like definitive port of like Soul Calibur and Street Fighter Alpha 2 or Street Fighter 3 or one of those. Like Marvel versus Capcom, there was a big one. Like a lot of fighting games were really big on Dreamcast.
It also the had 2K Sports Series was came out of the Dreamcast, and those were huge too.
It has that weird like port too. You could like on the controller that you could put like a Tamagotchi.
Is it the memory card? Yeah. The controller had that little LED screen.
Yeah.
Dreamcast was actually a great system that in weird ways is ahead of its time. You could plug it into dial-up internet and a keyboard and do like your email and shit and like cool.
It's a predecessor to eventually what like PS2. It started to become its own entertainment system. Where you can watch DVDs and like, movies and stuff on it.
It had Phantasy Star Online, so it had like an MMO in that era. Like it was just Sega always did stuff like that. Like once, like Sega CD was the same thing. Like it was cool, but the CD needed to wait like 2 years so it was cleaner. Like, because that's where disc games were. That's where PlayStation and Xbox all went. They were right that disc games were the next move, but they did it before the hardware caught up to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the good example there is that the PlayStation was going to originally be the Super Nintendo's Sega CD.
Right.
But it needed so much more, so it just.
That's why Digital Pictures ended up here on the Sega CD, and it's all part of that backstory, 3DO and all that mess.
So this is Sega.
Sorry, I wouldn't take a break, so I didn't answer that question. Dan, did you answer the video game?
What?
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah. Like growing up, like what was your most played system?
Oh, I thought that was a question that was just for whoever the one person. For me, it was definitely the NES, because I think I clocked the most hours, and my brother fostered my. I was tagging along after my older brother enough that his video game and early computer habits, were something I was shadowing. So for me, it was probably either the ColecoVision, because I was, as a 5-year-old, that was around
84, 85,
the first Nintendo. Yeah, the NES. Because I bet every waking hour that I wasn't in school, I was playing NES, like just waking up, playing it.
I was weird with the NES because I never owned one, so I always and I got to play it at friends' houses and like in small doses. And so I was really wanted to play it. And then once, as the new systems came out and stuff, and then emulators came around, I emulated the fuck out of NES games to get that weird fix I never got then. And I started just playing like Mega Man games on emulator, like all the shit that I could find old ROMs and backtracking tons of it.
If I can kind of like a thing that my brain is going back to is at the time I remember that. The NES being kind of the only game in town.
Absolutely.
From the time it came out for the first 5 or 6, maybe.
Because the market crashed after that last Atari. There was the video game crash. The thing, the ET killed.
Oh
the whole
well,
thing.
NES started the downfall of the arcades too, the actual mall arcades, because
it hyped
that entertainment became so much better than the experience of going to an arcade. So the NES, that home entertainment system, like Atari, and
at first it hyped it because the whole point was trying to bring the arcade home, but it was never good enough to. Like there was still nothing like playing that Ninja Turtles arcade.
Oh, 100%. But it still started
era where they could simulate it at home. That's when it really died.
Yeah. But it was a start.
Because even going back like with Atari and Intellivision and stuff like that. The arcade ports of like Frogger or Qbert and stuff like that, were noticeably shittier. And so there would be like, it's not quite as like fluid.
Not quite as good, but it makes me feel like I'm at the arcade. So
and Nintendo was the closest to that.
For sure.
But to finish my point though, is like when it was the only system in those first couple of years, that meant that the library of games that was out, it's not like today where you go into a video game store and it's just a billion titles.
It's overwhelming, yeah.
Back then there was like 20 and then 50 and then 100 titles. You knew what they all were if you got like Nintendo Power or a thing like that. And so like an enthusiast would like, you could do the whole thing.
There was a culture.
All the games and then run out.
Yeah.
And so that was a cool factor that I thought like, it wasn't there's no overwhelming.
That was the premise of the villain and the wizard or whatever. He had the case with all the games in it and like his power glove. Like he honed all of the Nintendo
It's
library.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I found
case in point,
I found an old Craigslist ad that a dude posted who wanted to get jerked off by the power glove. I can't remember if I shared that.
I remember that. No, I remember that you showed that. That was actually fucking solid. Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah, I was just like,
but yeah, so this.
I wish I was clapping with the power gloves, but the only thing I could provide in this is just masturbate.
So this was an attempt to hype the 32X that was coming out in 1994. I don't think it actually aired.
So Atari. So I got so Dan, I'm kind of with you because you and I are relatively same age. and I had ColecoVision and an Atari, and how I got the NES was it's kind of sad and but also like weird. Like I was throwing a fucking fit, and I threw the Atari controller at the television, and it like boom bounced off, and my grandmother was pissed and just took me and bought it for me. So I was acting like a spoiled brat, but I realized. I should just put up with a lot. I was a little fucking asshole. Anyway,
this is more about
it's a means to an end. I get it.
Yeah,
I was actually.
I got the NES.
I was the like, don't let go until I get what I want, kid.
Yeah, and so got the NES. Definitely a lot of hours on that. I even skipped SNES, but Genesis, to my point, was like when I was becoming a punk ass. When that little punk ass kid from when I was a child was now in middle school. Hanging out in Claycomo, like low income, burbs, throwing eggs at cars and shit like that, but going and playing Genesis. So I was that punk ass kid that Genesis
you were
was
the
like,
target audience. Yeah,
that was me. Fucking black's red, looks like a spaceship. Yeah, it's got blood and kind of.
The Mortal Kombat blood.
Yeah. Well, and like for me, like I had both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because between my brother and I, we would kind of be able to cover financially the territory of multiple systems and stuff. But I prefer the Super Nintendo games because there was usually like a higher quality or a more fluid gameplay.
The gameplay was a lot.
Genesis, there was a lot more like rinky-dink games kind of
rinky-dink 2D platformers.
Well, like, the Genesis was made to compete with the Nintendo, and then the Super Nintendo came out a year after that. And so it was built to shit down on the Genesis. Whereas the Genesis was basically made to just bury the 8-bit NES, which it did to its credit. Yeah, but then the Super Nintendo was just better in every regard, just hardware.
I know it sucks. I missed out on that era. Like, so everybody references those games, but I'm like, yeah, but what about Buster Douglas boxing game where the guys are like,
and Genesis has it,
and they look like, and their bodies look like gray pork and beans. There's like,
But yeah, let's watch this embarrassing thing. A weird studio thought the kids would like to sell 32Xs. That there's maybe in this 30-minute video a grand total of 30 seconds of 32X footage in it. The rest we're following the adventures.
Okay, we'll get into it. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, let's get this going. I'm tired of being teased on this.
Oh yeah, are you edging?
Oh, dude.
Always.
I'm scratching up the underside of my desk.
That's my secret, Cap.
I'm excited.
The following is a paid advertisement by Sega of America. But
what the fuck is that voice?
My show. Styling.
At first, I thought it was the mom from that 70s show, but this is way
people
different.
Around here aren't playing fair. Okay, I can deal with that. We need to be smart.
So she's kind of a Harley Quinn vibe, that kind of like, right?
So
And to their credit, hold on. To their credit, it's cleavage. It's a safe way to be like, this is targeting that 11 to 12-year-old dude audience. I'm going
to immediately throw out some of the context we'll get to. The premise of this is that there is a Wayne's World-esque TV show about video games that a TV studio is trying to kick off the air to put her show on the air, styling with I forget her name. And they're having to come up with a cool game scoop to keep themselves on the air. And there's hotlines. It talks about calling in.
The game scoop. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll get into this, but what? They're like
there's a hotline that you're supposed to have called to vote for which show you want on the air, hers or the cool video game show. None of it matters. It's a 30-minute special that was pre-taped. There's not a fucking line to call, but they pretend like people are calling in and voting for it.
Who's gonna win?
So this actress definitely has got stuck porn. And this is 100% stepmom stuck porn lady.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brianna.
So yeah, that'll be what we get into. It's about an Asian teenager, a girl teenager, a white guy, and a black guy group of friends who ostensibly live together like a Saved by the Bell group who have a video game TV show they're trying to save.
Does she talk like this the entire
She absolutely does, yes.
Yeah, but do you understand my point? As marketing, I'm like, okay, this checks all those boxes for that demographic. Does that make sense?
And you can already see like the font, everything's written in, and like
cleavage.
Like this.
She's like, okay, so you're trying to get prepubescent boys in this with this setup. Yeah.
Like what I'm seeing here is Ron DeShear on USA Up All Night.
Right.
But kind of dressed to be doing a guest shot on Frasier.
Yeah, dude, Up All Night. Oh my God, I missed that. All right, we got to go down that rabbit hole one of these days.
But also, it's all on YouTube. You're in luck. Say goodbye to the next week and a half.
No, I had a point about shit. Never mind. Let's move on.
We need to be small about this. So let's vote on it. My show or their show? When you see the 800 number come up, call me, and I'll tell you what to do. But pay attention, boys. I don't give my number out to just anyone.
She totally lies about her age at the bar. Like she.
Oh yeah.
She totally knocks off 7-8 years.
Like. Yeah, no, I'm 27. Your license says 36, ma'am.
19.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, could you buy me a drink? I didn't bring my ID. She goes after the young dumbass boys, with like $60 in their pocket.
Milking the fuck boys for drinks.
Yep. But
it's
never finding love.
1994
really.
To be trusting a woman to have to front a talk show or her own show at all, seemingly in prime time. That's ahead of its time.
That's not Sally Jesse.
Yeah, no.
Sally Jesse was the only one. But let's honest, Sally Jesse and Donahue, like pretty close. They're like yin and yang.
Yeah, dude.
They're the two wolves that live inside all of us.
I'm pulled. Am I Sally Jesse or am I Donahue?
Feed one and starve the other.
It's like they're the angel and devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, no one's right.
What is the deal with politicians not talking about taxes? This guy, he's never heard of taxes. What say you, Robert? Whatever.
Anyone.
Robert.
Oh, yeah. Punk ass. Look at that punk ass.
Yeah, this speaks to my generation.
Yep. Predator braids.
I see a little bit of 32X footage they squeezed in there.
Yep, that guy.
Einstein in there.
Dude, I've seen this. Okay, something. I think I've watched this.
I think you think that because this looks like everything from 1994.
No. I'm thinking, Dan, you asked earlier, like when this would be programmed, like because obviously this wouldn't be like middle of the night in between.
I don't think this ever actually aired. It said it's lost. And was found.
The shot with the.
Like
I think this was during the day, like on local TV,
because they weren't finished making the games yet.
No, like Channel 62 during the early morning block of between, Woody Woodpecker to the local, like this kind of shit would be playing like during that time frame, like 10, 11 a.m. in between. That's
hilarious because when I said a Sunday morning,
exactly that.
Channel
exactly
62
that.
is exactly what I was thinking of.
You're waiting to get back from church, right? And then the real programming starts. So like that pre-11 is like shit like this, or like some local guy talking about penguins.
That's a great. Yeah, pre-11, that's a great
band. It's like
band.
Davey and Goliath, then
pre-11,
and then finally it's 1 p.m. and Godzilla movies are on.
It's just it's a 311 abortion parody band where all their songs are about pre-11.
I was literally going with the premature ejaculation because like they have a song called "Come Original" and it's just like "Come Original" and like I was trying and like where it's like "Come up." Sorry, we just
I prefer to
come original. You gotta come.
You gotta just.
And then essay like yeah. Fucking white boy reggae. Look, okay.
Dumb.
I know I was in that era where 311 was kind of cool for like summer, and then I agreed to go with my buddies to like 3 of their shows, and then seeing them live and looking around and realizing, wait, white reggae is such a fucking bummer. Like I hate this, and I hate everything about this. I don't like these guys.
Apparently, this aired. It was only shown for a month before being lost. Is what?
Some of those shots look really familiar. It could be stock footage that I've seen in other things. That could be it too. They spliced it together.
But yeah. So apparently, as best I can find, it did air for a month. So
okay.
Pretty sure it was like a big QR code.
Your street is a river.
Oh, there's just commercials in this.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, Windows. Yeah, thanks.
Commercials in a commercial.
Yes, this infomercial
There.
put like near environmental ads in their commercial. This is just a please recycle and conserve water commercial.
I wonder if this was like a community service for Japan.
It's
You
all
know what I
stuff
mean? Like,
it's all stuff like this, and there's one like crash test dummies. I think it's insurance
They all
related.
had flaming corn dogs.
Oh, and this.
Then I fell and hit my head. That's when the dream started. I dreamed I was a Sega CD. Everything was so real. I saw words. Then
Well, hold on.
thing
Sorry,
plugged in
Robert.
and things got even
oh,
more.
hold on. Let me go back one
Dude, that
second.
32X sliding into the slot, that was romantic.
That was pornographic. Like, we might have
Yeah.
to censor this
And it
video.
starts
Yeah,
with
can you do
creepy
that again?
clowns.
Brandon, you had a point. Sorry.
It's gone. It's gone. Sorry. Continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
No, there was a game
No, you're
on
good.
there,
Okay.
and I want you guys to focus on it. So it's like a motorcycle guy, like weird black, helmet, shooty.
Dream. Everyone was after me.
I played that
And
game,
they
and
all
I'm trying to
had
remember it.
flaming corn dogs. Then I fell and hit my head. That's when the dream started. I dreamed I was a Sega CD. Everything was so real. I saw words.
That was a Black
Then
Cavalry
this
sound.
32X thing plugged in and things got even more intense. Then I woke up and everything was okay again.
Punk ass kids.
Stay tuned next week when we review Nintendo.
They cut off
You
where she
want me
said
to
the full
produce
word
that?
Nintendo.
It stinks. It's video crap.
I want you
Damn
to
it,
fix
Brent.
up. I've got a sponsor who's breathing down my neck for a show for just that demographic.
Look, it's a waste of time. These kids
Just
play
it looks
video
like they
games
left
all day
Jeremy
long. They're
Piven in the
brain
microwave
dead.
too
I can't
long.
work with that.
Deep down,
They're brain dead. They don't know a good food, but from a
Probably
good
get it.
mozzarella.
Joe.
Hey,
we've got no show for this slot.
Look,
There we
I got
go.
just a
Mamma
show for
mia.
you. This is up. It's hopeful. It's a show that helps people improve their self-image. It could be big, boss. This could be huge.
I can't afford to lose this sponsor. You
Does anybody else like see the dude with the tie right there look like Harvey Keitel from Bad Lieutenant? He's just doing
the guy
bumps.
in the gray jacket is not Harley Quinn's boyfriend trying to get her show put on over video game show, because this,
this is the boyfriend?
for an infomercial. Because it's an infomercial / pilot for a show, I guess.
Yeah, do you
Wait, so
remember
s-
how? Yeah, I was kind of sad that like the fucking juicer, Mr. Juicer, didn't take off into like a 9-season run on
Yeah.
daytime TV.
I'm figuring out if this infomercial got picked up by a station to be a series.
And there's a fucking story arc, and then there's another juicer that comes in that's like equivalent to
Season
the
3, and
boner.
they're trying to sell you a Sega CD. Like,
Yeah. No, but I'm thinking of the series of this. Like, if this was the
Yeah.
pilot, let's be a TV execs and like, let's put all our eggs in this. This is
Well,
going to be
yeah.
the new Roseanne, guys.
Is there a
point to
guest
this? No.
appearance?
no, there is no guest appearance.
Okay.
Aw.
That I'm aware of, unless it's someone I just don't recognize from the time. But there's guest appearance by a guy who technically worked on video games. It's like, oh, you made the game Midnight Alley or whatever. And
That's
So-
a deep cut. That's a deep cut for the nerds. That's like,
Sure.
oh, is that the dude from Modest
Well,
Mouse? Whoa.
it's also to add fake legitimacy. So when he goes, well, the graphics are better. Like, well, he makes video games, so
Also, who trusts these two freaking mooks that for video game technology and what's good and what isn't? Why are these two schmucks the arbiters of taste?
well, that's kind of the point. Is they're out of touch, dumb TV execs who don't know what the cool kids
Gotcha.
want.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead here. I'm sorry. Yeah, spitballing, guys. We're gonna rewrite this.
They don't
It needs some
understand how
work.
cool the 32X is and think that video games are for babies still. You got to remember who this is for.
Yep. Dudes are like cleavage.
So you whip this show into shape right away. You get to those kids, you tell them to get it together or else. And remember, an unhappy sponsor means an unhappy station manager, which means
An unhappy producer. All right, already. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Trust me. So where do these young people live?
Young people.
Hello?
I like how apparently they just send their show in the mail to this guy. Like, he's like, don't talk to me about their show we apparently air. Like,
Hello?
Hey, who are you?
Joe Whitehead, your new producer. I'm here to talk to you guys about your show, Game Beat.
What are you talking about? We produced this show ourselves.
Gang Beats?
Yeah, Game Beats. Notice he was doing, there was a weight bench over there, and the one guy was just doing curls.
Yeah, hold up. Let's look at this. Let's look at this setup here, guys. Okay.
So there's a bike at the entrance that's just sitting on the stairs, which is totally.
I want to do a tour here and just kind of analyze, like,
which would imply they rode the bike and like took it up the first set of stairs. It was like fuck it,
yeah. And it bounced off the wall and it landed there, and they didn't give a shit.
In a wooden hallway.
Yeah. So this is in a city, right? This would be like in most cities, like those industrial areas that are like falling on hard times, and now they're full of like antique stores and like artist squatters, you know?
Yeah. And dudes smoking crack in the alley.
Oh yeah. I saw a hooker get butt fucked by a banker at like 11 a.m. on a Sunday, like down in West Bottoms. And this is a true goddamn story. This is Dan. Do you remember who was all there? Yeah, Dan, you were there. Remember you did that?
Me, and Matt, I believe. We went
to
that
weird
Wendy's,
TV show
and then we went into this creepy warehouse.
Oh, I had to leave early because I had to leave before we actually got to the filming part of that.
I had to leave early because it sucked, but I stuck around for professionalism.
Yeah. I had nothing else to do, so I hung around.
To be fair, it was supposed to have been 3 hours earlier than it was.
Yeah, and then they were like, to do the camera. And then the camera was a high-8 VHS, like the tiny cassette, like way past that time. Like we've got phones that we could just do the shit on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then a whole band. Yeah, David Hasselhoff on acid. Shout out to Zach Legler and those guys.
That actually made that day worthwhile.
Right? That was actually, we got a front row. Like show. He set up, because Zach is like an amazing drummer. Shout out to Zach Legler. Here's a bunch of things he does. Anyway, he crushed it on drums, and that was the fun. I was like, we get a private concert, and then we have to go this. Anyway, that same alley, I think I was doing something else, or was it that day we saw that hooker get?
That day, I think we saw some girl try to get some like Insta photos or something like against that kind of backdrop.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't see.
That's a common area for
like. There wasn't any butt fucking. I'm mad at you for not pointing it out to me.
Matt, maybe was it? God, I don't know. When was that? Who was I with? It was some other project there.
Didn't you guys do the Freddie and Jason rap video there?
There was also no sodomy during that. So
no sodomy that day.
Well, not
when
besides
was it?
you guys.
Don't be a sinner, be a winner. Peace.
I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, I witnessed it. I can't remember what situation it was, but I was at that same place. Anyway, this looks like that place. Sorry, moving on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and had that crunchy, weird ass elevator that we had to haul the drums on. That was like,
yeah.
Hey, who are you?
Okay.
Yeah, so he's lifting weights.
So we got.
Is he wearing a bulletproof vest?
Is that a surfboard back there?
Okay, there's a surfboard. There's like 40 cacti. There's an empty gumball like Tom Servo. There's a Chuck Norris and Christie and Brinkley machine there with
there's a regular weight bench.
Yeah, and then a regular weight bench, bunch of boxes.
And all the lighting equipment that they use for this, pretending like they have, because they produce their show here just in this apartment. They make a show where they review video games just out of their house.
Do they live in the back room of like a Salvation Army where they like the employees hide all the cool shit?
Joe Whitehead, your new producer. I'm here to talk to you guys about your show, Game Beat.
Also, he's like a white supremacist. What is that flag? It's not from a country.
I was literally about to ask what kind of fucking
neo-Nazi
flag is that?
I know he's just doing curls because he needs to be doing busy work, but I like how when he works out, he needs no space whatsoever. Like it's the most cluttered corner of this place.
He's like, also, he's on his fingertips. He's on his fingy tips. Like, come on, man.
Setting it down in this particular shot here.
He's not using proper form, is what I'm saying. He's using his fingy tips, and that's just the bar.
Like that, like. The improper form is that he's doing anything. Look at that guy's arms.
Remember how awesome fitted caps backwards are?
The young Fred Durst here.
What are you talking about? We produced this show ourselves.
Jim, sorry, Mr. Whitehead?
There it is. 90s outfit. Bingo. Number one is the white t-shirt, tucked in jeans, black belt with a vest. of some type over.
That's what you call the school dress code look.
Male,
like, your t-shirt,
female.
I don't care if it makes sense.
Male, female, grandpa, child, Shaolin monk. It all works.
Yeah, that's the school made you do that. You got in-school suspension if you didn't tuck that shit in, no matter how dumb.
When you were going to be a pretentious fuck, you had to have the middle part butt haircut, shoulder length, and either a guy or girl, doesn't matter. And you had to be a preachy cunt.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, there's so much to say and so little time, and I'm here to help you. So here's the headline. Your show sucks.
Who asked you?
Hey, look, I'm gonna give you punks the bottom line. Either get your show in gear, or we're gonna replace you with more responsible programming. You got that?
On the station that brought us senior citizen tag team wrestling?
Max. No, you said help.
I like they took the high five, that sweet burn.
Also, from this perspective, like when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, stick it to him. But now as an adult, I realize like, yeah, you guys don't make any money. We have to run on money. Fuck you and your show. And I don't care if you think I'm cool or not. You're broke.
Also, when the producer has a chat with you about your show, you come to their office. They don't visit your shitty loft.
Like, hey.
They give you a phone call like, hey, come down to the office. We got to talk to you or you're fired.
Well, they couldn't because they're all four sharing that one bike.
Did they also suggest that there's a television program called Handicap Tag Team Wrestling?
Elderly
tag team wrestling.
Wait. That's even better.
Hold
That's
on.
a better show than your shitty, stupid game show. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, I would respond with, like, you want to see the numbers? You want to see sweeps? Like, you fucking, you fucking ingrates. You're assholes. I'd kill every single one of them if I was that guy. If I was, if I was Joey Pantalone over here, I would kill every single one of them with my bare fucking Italian hands.
Yeah, he's like Frank Stallone's baloney brother. He's like Frank Baloney. Like he's Sylvester Stallone's brother's brother. Like,
did you also notice when they cut over, they had yet another gumball machine that actually had gumballs in it? Like there's just gumball machines all over this nonsense set.
Yeah, but okay. Oh, sorry. This all started because of the flag. What country? Is it France?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
France has blue. And,
well, you can't see the top half of the flag.
All right. Hopefully, okay. Keep an eye out for that. Let's see if we get it. But let's watch the introduction of these fucking assholes.
I am going to say though, real quick on the flag though, I'm just going to guess Eastern European.
Oh yeah, definitely everything concrete country. You know what I mean? One of those countries where everything's just gray and like there's like one plant.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much
everything's like a level
say
from
and
super
so
hot.
Time, and I'm here to help you. So here's the headline. Your show sucks.
Who asked you?
It's like if George Costanza was played by Dice Clay.
Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah, Jerry, hickory dickory dock. Are you still fucking that Elaine broad?
Oh. Who wants to suck on my cock?
What's that weird equipment just behind him? There's just junk everywhere.
Shit lamp. This was like I just literally shout out to 1-800-JUNK. I just spent $1,100 clearing out my fucking garage because this is what it looked like. I was like, I don't need any of this. And yeah, but it's still good. Fuck it. I want it out. I will spend the money. It's out. So these kids could do that, but they can't because they have no money. Because anyway.
Plus, I'm pretty sure that's not an ADA compliant walkway. That's not 38 inches of clearance.
Yeah, and they have like a French fry fryer back there. I don't know if there's oil in it or if it's been changed or it's been unplugged for years. So they're going to plug that in and set the place on fire. These kids are a liability. They got to go.
Yeah, it's just full of rancid room temperature canola oil.
You know, yes, I like comic books, video games. I'm glad we're doing video games, but I just watched All the President's Men. And guys, if you want to feel like an adult equivalent to finishing a load of laundry, just watch All the President's Men and you'll feel the same level of adultness. It's a great movie. Anyway.
Dude, Robert Redford's hair in that movie.
Fucking hell, dude. God. Sorry.
So is she their mom or their girlfriend?
No, Robert Redford's hair. All right, anyway, let's move on.
Oh yeah, no, I had moved on.
Yeah. Gear, we're going to replace it with more responsible program.
It's also change in marbles, which is the two worst things to put together in a jar. Like,
Programming. You got that?
On the station that brought us senior citizen tag team wrestling.
Max.
senior
you said
citizen
help.
tag team wrestling.
So what'd you have in mind?
Yeah, I can use some new cameras.
Yeah, and how about some new deals for prototypes and games to review? And
Why do they have a
Travis, we can
fucking
get out
like
and talk to some
candle
people.
opera
What
on
about
the
a new
table
bunch?
as
Hey,
well?
Cut, huh?
Like-
What are we talking about here, huh? Video games, huh? The bing, the bong, he's up, he's down, he's in, he's out. I'm not throwing my money into the black hole here. How you
He's
gonna
in,
make
he's
that
out, he's
interesting,
black,
huh?
he's white.
You
I
can't.
shit when I brush
You
my
gotta produce
teeth,
the
folks.
show
I just
and
want
what
to
you
clean
got. It's
mouth
so
and or
weird.
asshole, but I
It's so
cannot have them
Hey, you're real bright.
simultaneously.
You must play
It's
video
so weird to
games, huh?
think back to an era where the dude in the red hat was like the cool dude you wanted to be as a kid going into adolescence.
No, but secretly that black dude fucking hates him, but there are worse
Yeah.
people in this shitty town.
Yeah.
So he just has to tolerate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he means well, but that dude wants to knock him the fuck out immediately.
How you gonna make that interesting, huh? You can't. You gotta produce the show with what you got.
We've got nothing.
He's a smart kid. Hey, you're real bright. You must play video games, huh? All right, look, I'm gonna come back next week and you give me something. Something that human
give the
beings
curtain
can actually
acupuncture?
watch on tape. All right? And if not, we're gonna yank your show.
They have not
And,
shown a single fucking thing about this goddamn machine that I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah,
There's
no,
just an
it's a whole
Italian guy. It's just an Italian man yelling at children, and I don't. I don't.
Which
know
is
what the
great,
fuck is
which I
happening.
love. Honestly.
I also like, he came in to say, and they're like, he's like, well, what can you do to help us? He's like, nothing. You just have to give me something in a week or you're fired. Like, well, what were we already doing? I was giving you a show already.
Yeah,
What
you're a
changed?
shitty producer. You have zero ideas. You're just like, hey, make it better. And then I'll take credit for it. Bang.
The window broken behind him, like the pane is missing out of the window and just laying next to
Well,
it.
also, these kids just, granted, they're children, so you can't totally hate them, but it's like, yeah, I'm half and half.
You
I'm
wanna bet,
torn.
Jason?
I'm
Jason, you wanna
invested in
bet?
the story. I want to see where it ends. Okay. I'm torn
Right.
between both scenarios. I'm in both sides here.
It's only going to get better. So
And you wouldn't want to lose all of this now, would you?
Gives a shit.
could we?
Yeah. My aunt just died in her,
So now that
that's
the missing links canceled our show, what are we gonna do about it?
You think he'll pull the plug on us just like that? I mean, we're not that bad.
No, but if we don't give him something new, he will.
Yo, that can't happen.
Guess I can get my old job.
I love all the stupid shitty tattoos the 90s had provided us. I also love the fact that the guy goes, the missing link. Like that's a joke? That's not a joke. That, like he wasn't hairy. He was just Italian. He's just a stupid fuking guinea. Like he's just a fucking
just
idiot.
name an old thing. Like, trilobite. But also, let's do a game of how old do you think they are? Like legit, like when they were filming this, like within a couple of
52.
years.
All of them look so fucking old.
When I
Like,
did-
Yeah,
the
let's
guy-
guess though. Let's just call it out. Let's just call out a number. Let's just play through the scene real quick when they're on there. Okay.
So now that the missing links canceled our show, what are
19.
we gonna do about it?
You think he'll
27.
pull the plug on us just like that? I mean, we're not that
He's
bad.
13.
No,
143 years old. She is way older than all of
Get
them.
my old job back at Radio Shack. Yeah, I can just hear
See,
my father
Asian
now.
and black guy, I don't
Told
think
you
they could
so.
be.
You should have gone to school.
Whatever. I guess he was right.
We plan to give the Asian dude.
No, honestly, Asian and black guy, they could be either 47 or 16. That's
True of Asians always.
Yeah.
I have no bar.
And black dudes. Okay, shout out to Michael Garner. He's almost near retirement age. Like legit. Like I found out how old he was. I was like, whoa.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, I'm not shitting you at all.
I thought he was like our age. Oh my god.
Me too. The whole time, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just taking my retirement. Like, when do you do that? I don't know, like 4 years. I'm like, what?
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Damn, dude.
I guess he was right.
So just like that, Max.
Angled shots.
See, cunt. You know what I mean? Not to slam her. Like, I'm sure she's a nice lady in other circumstances, but maybe she's made some mistakes. Maybe this is a halfway house. Wait, this is like an like after you get through rehab. This is the what's that called?
The halfway house?
The halfway house. This is a halfway house like project that they'll have to
wait,
do.
are we supposed to think this is connected to that place they lived in, or did they go from there to here by the beach to talk about stuff? Are we supposed to think this is their balcony / patio at their seaside TV set loft house?
That's like a Venice Beach taqueria or some shit or something.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is this the premise? Is this the prequel before Dr. Drew shows up like Captain Planet and saves his halfway house like show? Like, is this the origin of that?
I mean, it feels like it.
Yeah. I think it's a halfway house. That's my theory. I'm going to go with that angle.
I can't decide if she's their sponsor or their parole officer.
Exactly. These needles everywhere. Nobody changed the toilet paper roll. What the fuck?
I just got to get the paperwork figured out. All right.
Yeah.
I love through this whole thing, by the way, the camera always like jerkily moves and like it always
90s.
moves around, and it's aggressive once you notice it. Like it just runs at whoever's talking at any given time.
There's something genuinely cool about that era of filmmaking where like it's dated immediately.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, the music that's playing on these transitions just hits me in the brain.
I was watching, my least favorite effect of like the early 2000s. I was rewatching Ocean's 11 just because it's a fun, stupid. I still like it.
I love that movie still.
It's stupid, but
the first
fun.
one.
But that's that weird shaky thing when the subway happens. It's the same effect in Freddy and Jason when she's running down the hallway and the boards are.
Yeah,
it's like that herky jerk that only happened in that era, like 2002 to 3. And I hate it. This is similar to that.
So what are we gonna do? Wait, is it over?
No, it's not over. I don't give up that easy. I just need a minute to think.
I think Cheap Shot's just doing a show for like 2 people in a
What's the biggest story in game?
closet over there.
Just leaning on the wall over there, like just a random in the wild surfboard.
I also love his shirt that just says radio.
No
So he's a big fan of black retarded people who play football.
Not news. All right, this is. Doom is.
He has another T-shirt. He just says rap music.
We're talking over one of my favorite lines in this. Talking about
I need that again. Hold on, Matt. Hold on. I need that again. Brandon. What did you say again?
Oh, I just said he's got a Ray shirt that says radio, which means he's just a fan of black retarded people who play football.
Yes.
Because of that's all.
I just need it again.
Okay.
I just tried your milkshake. I just wanted a second sip because it's fantastic.
I drink your dumb milkshake.
Matt, sorry.
No, it's with this line that's going in because they're looking for their big video game scoop. And she says, "Did you know Doom is coming to video games? Doom, a video game?" And she says it's coming to video games because they can't say.
We'll go back and we'll hear the dialogue. Sorry, this might be a 9-parter. Nobody's going to give a shit, but I'm having a good time, so who gives a shit? Doom, a video game.
Come into our next stream and tell us we're fired if we don't put out better product.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube's going to come down and be like,
An Italian guy works for YouTube's going to walk into our shitty loft we all live in together and be like, "You know how bad the ratings are on that thing you make?"
Yeah, I do. I have analytics and all of that. Yeah, it's free to bid. You're getting free labor, dickbag. Like, I'm working for you basically for free.
Yeah, what if there's like a smoking hot blonde that wants to take over Fairweather Friends, and we're like, boys, we have a week to come up with something good.
Did they show these guys the show that wants to replace them? Because they might have been like, actually, I would watch that.
We should no. We'll do another episode, but we'll be all white women that do.
Yo,
I am going to purchase blonde wigs for you fucking assholes, and we're going to do that shit.
I'm not going to lie. I think it'd just be funny if like our next episode was just literally 4 women who like we don't even know, and they just have to do a show of that. They're like, I think they talk about food and Argentinian people. I don't know. I didn't really see the show. I don't know what this is.
And we all need to just do an episode where we have a stand-in that's someone we know that tries to do what we do with minimal context. Like, farts.
Farts and punches are cool. Yeah. No, but what I was saying, like the scoop on indie, like, so are they like journalists? Do they go and seek out this information as if these giant corporations aren't advertising?
Right,
like, isn't their job pointless?
Right. Well, they do a video game review show in an era where that wasn't a thing. Video game review TV, there's like Nintendo Power, and that was like it.
I still love how they're trying to act like they have they're treating them as like real journalists, like they're fucking like video game deep throat or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're about to break
all the president's
fucking...
men. That's why that probably triggered it. Yeah, they're the Woodward and
yeah.
Ding! Time's up. What's the answer?
What's the biggest story in gaming right now?
I ask for an answer. She gives me a question.
Doom.
Oh,
I ask for an answer. She gives me a question.
Incidental to all this, that guy is getting bent out of shape because he feels like he's losing her as a girlfriend. Because in this 32X infomercial, I can't reiterate enough, he's having relationship issues.
Fuck, this is brilliant. This is actually fucking brilliant, dude.
Wait, so he's dating her and he's afraid that he's losing her because he's
a fucking idiot.
Dude, is this the first stepmom porn? Is she his stepmom? That's the angle.
So what are we gonna
Stepmom at the halfway house. It all adds up.
She's so focused on the show and the video game.
It's not over.
And his cock.
I just need a minute to think.
The headcanon I'm going with is this is the mom from Home Improvement, and that's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, maybe Jonathan Taylor Thomas was adopted.
Yeah.
He was too handsome for that family. Honestly, let's be real. Out of the Home Improvement cast, who would you bang the most?
Oh, JTT would get the pipe first. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Duh.
Absolutely.
Wilson is enticing because you don't see the rest, so it's like more mystery. It's like
I couldn't think of his name. I was like, but it's a mystery.
Well, the thing about Wilson too is you get the glory hole combo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Wilson
So
was the glory hole in that scenario.
Yeah.
You don't have to see his face.
I mean, all you saw of this, it could have been a chick. You don't even know.
Yeah. That's true.
Wait,
it's whatever you want it to be.
Can I just say Heidi and just take the easy answer?
I actually remember so little of Home Improvement that we.
What was the dog's name?
110% of what I know.
What was the dog's name?
Was there a guy named Dan?
Al.
Al. Thank you, Dan.
Al, who looks like Dan.
Wasn't there a
Dan? Sorry.
Wasn't there a golden retriever?
No.
No, you fucking idiot.
There was one on Married with Children.
Nice.
Nice. Good pivot, Jason. Good pivot.
And her name was Christina Applegate.
That was some fool right there.
Answer. She gives me a question.
Doom.
Why is everything Doom with you?
The game, you jerk.
No kidding. Of course I've heard of Doom. Everybody's heard of Doom. It's not news.
All right, but this is. Doom is coming to video
She's actually kind of young and pretty.
Really? Hold on. Of course.
Doom is coming to video games.
Yeah, can we go back? Yeah, real quick on that one. Yeah, because he gives such a bold, like that, like sarcastic. Oh no, really? Like
I think. Okay, sorry.
No,
I just don't understand the age difference between the two and like why these two would be together in the first place. Other than it's a halfway house and that's the only options that either of them have.
I think what they mean by that line is that because Doom was a PC game, and now it's coming to consoles.
It's
and
coming to video game,
right? And no one played games on computers that were Sega play. Like that was a special branch of nerd, like the PC gamer then. But just that line cracked me up when I went through this the first time. Was Doom is coming to video games?
Let's do it again. Yeah, this thing's gonna run long. So.
What's the biggest story in gaming?
Oh my
right
god,
now?
that's like really.
Ask for an answer. She gives me a question.
I'm less than 6 minutes in.